So I guess first of all, we should start with the trip to Wembley. You know, another win, another cup final as a player and as a team. You must be very pleased with that achievement.
When you play for Sunderland, you've got to win every game you go into. So we certainly wanted to reach the final. That was our objective at the start. Now like I said, we want to go on and win it now.
I was going to say, I spoke to Grant Ledbetter earlier, and he said a similar thing. Obviously, since Lee Johnson's come in, you know, he's taken this competition very seriously, and you've set out to win every game. And he said the same thing. You know, it's a trophy. It doesn't matter what trophy it is. You want to win.
Yeah, and like I said, Wembley is sort of like the holy grail in English football. You know, to play there is, it's always a great experience. I mean, I've been twice and not won yet, so I'm hoping it's fair time lucky. Like I said, yeah, when we entered the competition, that was always our objective to get there, and winning games breeds confidence. And I think that the competition during the new gaffer's tenure has helped that, because we've had quite a few games in it, and in between, sandwiched in between league games, and we've managed to build some good momentum off the back of it.
And just looking back to the semi-finals, obviously it was a close encounter with Lincoln City, but you know, you got through on penalties. How much confidence do you take from that? Not just winning the game, but also knowing that, you know, you had the confidence to win the penalty shootout as well.
Yeah, obviously when it goes to penalties, it's always, it's always a bit of pot luck. Obviously, it's whoever holds the nerve, and we were confident going into the if we like I said, if we had to go into that scenario of penalties, we've got good technical players, and like I said, we would have liked to have won it in normal time, but I think on the evening probably shade it, done enough to maybe win the game. But it was, two good sides. Lincoln are having a really good season, so yeah, we were obviously just delighted to get through.
You did just touch on it a moment ago, but is there a sense that getting to Wembley and, you know, coming away with the trophy could provide you with a really good bit of momentum going into the final third of the season, especially when it's so close in League One at the moment as well?
Yeah, I think, like I said, winning does breed confidence. So, if you can win a trophy along the way during a league campaign, I'm sure it'll give the place a lift. Our main priority is promotion, and we've still got a large amount of league games left. Obviously, the schedule this season's really intense. Obviously, due to what's gone on the past 12 months, everything's getting crammed in. But we believe we've got a strong enough squad to deal with that. One of the strongest squads in the division, and I think as the games keep ticking by, you'll see that. I'd like to think the teams with the stronger squads will come to the fore. I think the biggest word we're touching on now around the training ground is consistency. I think anyone who can put a good run together now, between now and the end of the season, they're going to give themselves a real chance. Like you said, we're 8 points off the automatics at the moment. With 18 league games left, that's a lot of points to be played for. So we're quietly confident, and we're just going to take each game as it comes, game by game, and manage expectations, and just go out and try and win every game we play in. It's the one thing you will find with us from now to the end of the season. We'll definitely be going out to win every game we play. So it could make for an exciting end of the season.
And you've got a manager in Lee Johnson who, so experienced through his time at Bristol City, and he's played a part in some big games for them, and previously in his managerial career, hasn't he? How much of an influence has he had on the side since coming in?
Yeah, I mean, he's I've really enjoyed it since he's come in. Week by week we've been steadily improving, and I think in the last few performances we're starting to really see the work we've put in coming through. So. So we've got an experienced manager, experienced players, and I think that's going to be vital, leading up to the cup final and beyond that, like I said, to the end of the season.
And just looking at the final, obviously, don't want to dwell on previous visits, but you have lost Sunderland have lost the last two finals that they've played in at Wembley in the last 2 years or so. Do you almost feel like you've got a point to prove going there? Do you feel like you need to go there and win this time and come home with the trophy?
I think, like I touched on before, every game you play for Sunderland, there's that expectation to win. So it'll be nothing new in that respect. With regards to the last two trips, one was a penalty shootout, and one obviously the playoff final we lost with the last kick of the game. So, it was very close either time. It could have went either way. Unfortunately, it didn't. But, in them times that there's been such a high turnover of players during those 2-3 years. Since we first been there, this will be the third manager I've had. So that shows how quickly things change within a football environment. So for us, obviously, we're going there wanting to win the game, and we'll do everything we can to hopefully get that job done.
And obviously, you were at the club for those two games, and you were playing in the games. To get to Wembley is great, but it's only great if you win, isn't it? It's certainly not a feeling I assume that you'll want to repeat this time around.
No, and like I said, they're only good days if you do go on and win. So, there's still a few lads here who were present in them 2 cup defeats. So, we'll be certainly looking to sort of avenge them and hopefully, come away with the trophy and look forward to a good end to the season.
And what about the fans as well? Obviously, I know it's such a shame that they can't be there this time around because Sunderland has, such a huge fan base. But the reaction from the fans of you reaching the final has been really positive. I think, they're really behind you, aren't they? They just want to see you win.
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 times we've took over 40,000 fans, and everyone knows how passionate the fans are in the North East, and it's such a shame that, especially with what's gone on the last 12 months, the difficult times we're living through, that they couldn't come down for the weekend and enjoy it. And it won't be the same. I'm sure it'll be a bit of a surreal feeling playing in an empty Wembley. But hopefully, we can give them something to cheer about back home. And who knows? I don't know. Maybe Boris Johnson might lift a few restrictions, and they might. I think I'm hoping a bit too much there with being so close. But who knows? It's been really strange. Our home form this season is probably it's not been as good as we'd have liked. And I think sometimes teams have come to the stadium like this season, and with there being sort of no fans there, they've been able to slow games down and not have any sort of crowd pressure. I've seen many teams come to the stadium and we go 1-0 up, and the crowd gets up, and before you know it, you're 2-3-0 up, and you feel as if that at times the crowd are sucking the ball into the net. So obviously it's been hard dealing with that, and I think referees and officials can be influenced a bit more inside empty stadiums, because you can hear everything that's getting said, whether it be on a touchline by players. So yeah, it's not something I've personally enjoyed, and I am looking forward to the crowds coming back. Because like I said, when you score goals and you win games, all them moments are obviously always shared with fans and family as well. So I'm desperate for it to come back. I'm missing my kids coming to watch me play. So hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later.
It's been a big week for the club, hasn't it? Obviously, league form has really picked up. You've got a trip to Wembley, and recently announced the new ownership. The future's looking bright for the football club.
Yeah, I think it's something that needed finalising. It's been such a sort of cloud hanging over the club for a while, the change of ownership, and will it happen, won't it happen? And I think sometimes it can just, especially nowadays with social media and so many outlets, it was just constant. So to get that finally done, I think it's good for everyone involved at the football club, and fans also. Gives them something to look forward to and be excited about. And like I say, yeah, we've managed to book a Wembley trip. We're in good form in the league, so I'm not getting too ahead of myself. That's sort of my job now as captain, is to try and keep the playing squad level-headed, and like I said, just concentrate on the next job, which is Fleetwood tomorrow night.
I was going to say, you were made captain for this season, as you just mentioned there. That must be a huge honour for you to take the armband at such a historic club like Sunderland.
Yeah, I look at the sort of list of players who've been captain before me, and there's some some real top players and big characters involved in that. So for me, it's a great responsibility and something I'm really proud of, and I'd love to be a captain that wins a trophy and hopefully gets promotion come the end of the season. So it's something that's keeping me striving going forward. And like I say, I'm really looking forward to this running now.
Is being a captain and a leader something that is that a responsibility that you've always wanted to do in your career? Is that something that you relish?
Yeah, I captain Tranmere at a really young age. I'm, captain. I come through the ranks there. I was captain most age groups and youth teams, so it's something I've always enjoyed doing. I'm quite vocal on the pitch, and I think I've got a good mixture of when to tell someone off, but also it's really important to encourage and give lads praise. So it's something I really enjoy doing, and like I say, to do it at a club of Sunderland stature is something I cherish and I'm really proud of.
I was going to say, you've made over 380 or so career appearances. I think over 120 of those were actually for Tranmere Rovers, the place where you started your career. How does it feel to be going up against them in a cup final?
Yeah, I was like when it happened, I was obviously I watched the Tranmere game on the Tuesday evening. They were really good, and obviously they feel aggrieved of what happened. Obviously last summer, being relegated due to points per game. Obviously, no one foreseen that coming and going to happen. So, the fan base, has been through a lot. It's like the club as well. So, for them to have a day out of Wembley is great. And to be honest, I am half happy that there'll be no fans, only because I'd have been getting hounded for tickets, both Sunderland and Tranmere fans as well. So that's one less stress to deal with.
And I think you actually made your professional debut in this competition for Tranmere against Port Vale, I think it was. Do you remember that occasion?
Yeah, I took a penalty as well. So I was, that was a good night. Yeah, I do remember that. Bit more fresh faced than I am now. But yeah, 18 years ago. Yeah, so it's a club I've got a big affinity for. Obviously, I spent from the age of 8 right through till 2021 at the club, and it was only 10 minutes away from where I live. So it's a place that I hold dear to my heart, and I hope they manage to achieve promotion, just not a cup final win this year.
I was going to say, and just looking back to your time at Wigan as well, I know you won promotion there a couple of times. No one can take memories like that away from you as a footballer, can they? How much would you like to replicate those memories with Sunderland as captain as well?
Yeah, that's something I said at the start of the season when I was made captain. It's something I want to achieve. They are the best days of your career, and I think when you look back, when careers come to an end, you sort of just look at memories and chat about stuff. Sorry, someone's just poked their head in. Yeah, so I'd love to achieve that here, and I know how desperate the fans are. The fans want to get back to the Premier League, and the club of this stature should be striving to get there with the facilities we have, the stadium, and like I said, we've got a really strong squad now, good manager, and it's all sort of hopefully falling into place.
And it all starts hopefully in a few weeks with a trophy win at Wembley. You have touched on it, but for yourself, for the club, for the fans sitting at home, what would it mean to come away from Wembley in a few weeks with that trophy and with the win?
Yeah, I mean everything. Like, it's winning something as a squad. It's never easy. We've had to play a lot of games to get to this position. So to go on and win the final will be a great achievement. And like I say, this club wants days like that, and hopefully after the last few years we've had, we can sort of put them sort of the bad memories to bed and look forward to better times.